That's what it is. Yours truly, Stess The Emcee. This is exclusive audio footage. And on the phone, we have a woman that hopefully after the interview will agree to have children with me. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, baby.
Look, don't start. What's good, world? It's Lyric Jones, the one and only.
So,
your ears.
We got Lyric Jones on the phone right now. So, yeah. So how about half on the baby? What are your feelings on that? You're a rapper. I'm a rapper. We can
I don't do kids right now.
We can make I'm saying we can make the dopest rapper that we both could just profit off of crazy because we're both MCs. You see what I'm saying?
I've had a lot of requests, but I'm denying all of them right now.
Okay, so whenever you get to that point, just as long as I can still be in consideration, I'd appreciate that.
You're lucky I'm cool with you because I would have cussed you out.
Yeah, that's why I did that.
Just even bringing that up, like, really? Well, what would make you think to say that?
Have you ever looked in a mirror?
I mean, having a baby though?
Yeah, it's that deep. But anyways, let's actually get into the interview. Right now, as I understand it, you are stationed in the great city of Atlanta, but you're originally from Boston, correct?
Correct. Look at you doing your research.
As soon as, I heard a record you dropped earlier this year, like back in maybe July with Alien Craft or whatever.
Yeah, we put that out.
Yeah.
July. It's with Alien Craft and Playboy Trey.
Yeah, and then after that dropped, I was a fan, so I had to look you up like I do all the other artists, and so I've done my homework months in advance, actually.
That's reassuring.
Definitely. Now, kind of explain to the people how do you go from Beantown all the way down to the ATL? How did that happen for you?
Just like everybody's life, it's a long story. But for me, at the time in 06, I was fresh out of high school, but I didn't want to go to Berklee College of Music like as a college student because I was already there in high school. So I was like joint enrolled. That would have been like my next choice.
Okay.
But I wanted to go to the South because if you remember at the time in 06, they were just running the music scene.
Yeah.
Writers, producers, everything on the radio was like Young Jock or Lil Jon or, somebody. So I figured I would kill two birds with one stone and go to school down there and try to push the music thing in another city, trying to start over.
Well, if you look at the landscape of the music in Atlanta, especially in 06, with like people like T.I., Lil Jon was really big at the time, Young Jock, etc. Your music doesn't really kind of fit in that category. So is it really just because you wanted to be where everything was popping and hopefully take your lane?
Yeah, it wasn't a category thing. It wasn't the sound. It was just the fact that music, the industry, was doing its thing. You know what I mean? It was more than obviously that. I had music friends that were moving there, and I had family down here. So it was like all the roads were kind of leading to Atlanta at the time, clubs and venues and musicians. But the type of music wasn't really the thing. It was just that there was a lot of writers out here. There still are. A lot of studios, a lot of executives and decision makers and what have you. So that was pretty much what I was looking at with that.
So what's the scene like? I mean, when you think of Boston, I think of Ed O.G., I think of Guru, and right now, Static Selector. So why not stay in Boston? Because there is a lot of talent up there.
It's a lot of talent, but Static ain't in Boston. He's in New York, and Term is in New York too. Like,
yeah,
like you don't really see a lot of shows going on in Boston. Like, to me, if I was a musician, like I am a musician, but if that was like my breadwinner, like playing drums, if I wanted to do that full time, I probably would have stayed back home because there's a lot of gigs in New York, in Boston, in Rhode Island, Connecticut area. But as a female MC vocalist, it's like a black hole. Like you get caught up running and doing the same thing, and I'm doing that in Atlanta. I'm doing the same pretty much thing here, but it's just I'm branching out more to make more opportunities. But if that is what's going on now, it's going to be times 10 if I stay back home.
I understand. And props to you because your networking game is crazy. Like everybody knows you. Everybody knows exactly who you are. When we came to the A3C back in October, myself, my man Merk, and A to the L, like you were shaking hands with everybody. Everybody knew exactly who you was. Like how do you, for people, aspiring artists, people who haven't got on in any kind of way, what do you attribute to that, to your network game?
I mean, right now, I wish I could say that it matters. It will one day. The fact that everybody knows Lyric Jones hasn't really translated into any major success right now. But hopefully, you know, it will all add up pretty soon. But honestly, it's like I just attribute it to being just naturally part of my personality. You know what I mean? Like, I fucks with a lot of cats out here that are doing the music, but it's genuine kind of conversation. It's genuine follow-up. It's genuine likability. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to talk to or kick it with nobody that you don't like, that you're not cool with. You know what I'm saying? And I guess I can just say in that sense, I think of myself as just being the cool, you know, chick, just down to earth, and not the typical female rapper. You know what I mean? Like, that just, hey, I rap, you know, and it's like I'm actually a musician. I actually write bars, you know what I'm saying? Like my own. And I actually am briefed up on a lot of what else is going on other than just other chicks doing their thing, you know? Definitely. Now, there's a handful of us out there, and as you would see, they network too, and they get their shit on too, but you know, I just feel like I'm unique in that as far as just being very, very diverse in my network and the people I talk to, you know what I mean? Definitely. Now, you touched on being a musician. How many instruments do you play? I just play one. I just play the drums right now. Now, and you also are a vocalist. How did you become an MC? Like, because you are incredibly talented in other avenues. What inspired you to want to grab a mic and start spitting bars? Well, really though, like I started playing keys and then bass. I've always, like you said, me being a vocalist singing has been first. My first love was jazz and R&B and soul music before I started rapping. But I think just the natural ability with rhythm and rapping and beats and everything, all that kind of, you know, a lot of musicians who move on to other instruments, they can't really tell you why. It just happens. I got you. You know what I mean? Like, you just fall in love with it. And drums, ironically, I would have never have thought that, because I used to be in the choir in church. I used to hate the drums. Was always on my side. It was always loud. It was all just like, you know. Yeah. But just hopped on one day, and I just started playing the drums, and all the musicians, the Berkeley cats, was looking at me like, whoa, like, where did that come from? Wow. And so I just started to fall in love with it. I started cheating on all my other music instruments with drums and fell in love with that. So that's the one I stuck with the longest, and that's the one that comes the most natural and most easier. And I guess being an MC, that makes sense, because it's all rhythms, it's all, you know what I'm saying, it's all playing with the beat. And I think, like, staying in the pocket and all that comes in line with me being a drummer and the MC, like, that kind of falls in line, you know. I definitely would agree with that. My brother in here, DJ A to the L, you want to say something, man? Lyric, what's good? What's good? What's good? Chilling. Hey, I just walked in the room. Check this out. One thing that always kind of struck me, and I actually spoke about it with JC a little while back, you always got a big ass smile on your face. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you putting out, like, positive vibes all the time. And then when I heard City Lights and then saw the video, and that joint's so grimy, like, you know, it's like it's like a total departure from, like, kind of the image that you give off of being positive. But I mean, I kind of felt so, like, it was kind of like dirty, grimy, funky. I love that shit. But my thing is, like, you know, this the rap game sucks. You know, how do you stay positive? How do you stay positive in this, you know, this whole thing where there's so many letdowns and so many people that's kind of out for self? Especially in Atlanta, you know, it has so many different scenes. You know, we got the whole underground scene, but, you know, it has a big commercial scene, which kind of has taken over radio and stuff. How do you stay positive in that environment where you're always kind of struggling to keep your shit out? It's just funny you ask me that, because, you know, I ask myself that sometimes. Like, Lyric, how you doing this shit? Like, really, though. You know, like, hold on one second, okay? Hold on, y'all. I know I can't put y'all on hold on the damn radio. Hold on one second. Pretty much, I ask myself that too. Like, how do I stay positive in the game? Because I wrote a song actually called 20 Minutes. it's going to be on the album, but it's basically about, like, you know, a lot of times when we rock these shows and we do things, nobody knows what we went through that whole day between getting ready for the show and being on the stage. You know what I'm saying? All they see is us on the stage right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the song that I wrote is basically that 20 minutes of right before you're about to get on stage and you're thinking about all the things that happened that day, whether you got a flat tire or you had it out with the promoter, or, you know, you worrying about what am I going to eat tonight when this show is over. You know, it's like all those things, I guess, is a lot what a lot of us wonder and kind of try to stay positive about. But honestly, what keeps me going, yo, is the fact that I get every now and then when I second guess myself, somebody offers to help me out. Like, I got a homie who's mixing and mastering my whole project. He didn't know me at all. Kevin Nottingham put me up on him. Shouts out to Ronnie Moorhead. But he's mixing and mastering my whole project. Didn't know me, not for any money, but just for the love of the music and for hopefully the connection moving forward. You know. Mm-hmm. I had another cat who paid for me to finish up the rest of the album. I didn't even finish the album at one point. That's why it wasn't coming out, because it wasn't done recording, and I couldn't afford studio time. But I had a homie who was like, yo, how much you need? And just paid for a 4-hour session for me.
Wow.
Like, shit like that is like, I can't quit. I can't stop. Like, there's people who want me to win, and if it's not for me, then it's for them, because they're putting their time and energy and stuff into the love of the Lyric Jones brand, you know what I'm saying, and my music. And it's touching people. Every time I rock shows, people are, you know, I have people come damn near in tears, like, yo, I needed to hear that song, you know.
That's what's up.
And that shit drives me crazy sometimes, because it's like I don't feel that way before I rock the show. You know, I don't really feel that way. But when it happens, it's kind of like, it's real dope. It's a dope feeling.
Definitely.
So that's really what keeps me positive, yo. That's what keeps me sane, you know, with all these things going on. I got people who give me roofs over my head and giving me shows and pulling me to the side to give me advice, giving me contacts, and, you know, the features who are on my album, all for the love, you know. Like, that's going to be crazy, too. I'm waiting for my questions about Jones Street. I'll be patient.
Now, you touched on the album. You said it hadn't come out. Originally, you had like a September release date.
Yeah, it was supposed to be September 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
But now, hopefully, it'll be out the end of July.
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything, because last time I did that, it blew up in my face. I'm not going to say no album date until I get the album in my hand. But
now, with this album, is it going to be something that you can purchase in stores, Amazon type of thing, or is it going to be an iTunes album or a mixtape, or what?
Oh, no, definitely not the mixtape. I shun the term mixtape when it has to do with me.
Okay.
For everybody else, that's cool, but not with me. But it will be my debut album. It will be my baby, my first record, and it will be on iTunes and Bandcamp and Amazon and all that. But I have some physical copies too for when I have shows and stuff. And I think I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna hit up all the local record stores in the cities that I perform, and, you know, drop them off 3 or 4 or 5 CDs, because the local record store scene is just closing down. Like, everything's closing down. So I wanted, when I perform, like, say I go to a city, I go to Philly, I'm going to find the local hip hot spot there and drop my CDs off, so when people see me rock, I'll go to that record store, go buy the album over there, support them, get some music, you know what I'm saying? So that's a very beautiful thing. A to the L, you wanted to say something else?
Yeah, I hate to commandeer Stess's interview, but
he did kind of take over.
Hey,
there.
2012, you and Boog Brown, Ladies First remake. What's good with that?
That's gonna happen. It's me and Boog, like, that's like, ironically, we're really good friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's in my video, and, you know, that's like my big sister. But we are both very busy and very, very different seasons. She already has an album out. Now she put out a remix album. She got a label. Her clout is much higher than mine, and she got a lot of stuff going on, and I do too. I'm still trying to get my record out, and I'm chasing down features and shit. Like, we just in a whole different place. But a record between the two of us, just us, is definitely gonna happen. We always sharing beats and stuff that we like, but we just gotta actually get in the booth and do it and find the time. You know what I mean? Because it's hard. People think collabs is like, you know, even with your friends, it's just hard to get in the booth because you gotta worry about studio timing and scheduling. You know, but
right.
Me and Bug, we gonna get it in because that's my sister. If anybody's doing it in the city right now, ladies wise, it's me and Bug, hands down.
Yeah, Boog is incredibly dope. She's an awesome artist, somebody else I'd like to interview one day. Before we get out of here, exclusive audio footage, go ahead and shout your Twitter or your contact or anything so people can learn more about you or get at you or whatever.
Okay, well, everything at Lyric Jones. Twitter.com/Lyric Jones. Facebook.com/Lyric Jones. LyricJones.bandcamp.com. LyricJones.com. My official website was expired due to financial issues. However, it will be up and running by the time I drop my new single featuring Esperanza Spalding, which will be dropping January 3rd.
Wonderful, wonderful. And also, A3C is coming up again, of course, in 2012 in October. So when we go there, if you would like to go out to dinner with me, I have a lot of coupons for the buffet, so I got you. All you gotta
okay, at least you didn't say McDonald's. I can do a buffet. That's
yeah. All I gotta do is buy a drink. Lyric Jones, it's an honor and a pleasure to get to speak with you. I appreciate you doing this interview. And
no doubt.
A to the L and myself and a lot of our friends are big fans of your work and what you do, and we really hope that 2012 is a tremendous year for you.
You know what? I really appreciate that. The positive energy. I really appreciate it. Please stay up on me. The album will drop soon, so keep spreading the word because I'm doing it all on my own. So thanks a lot.
And that's what it is. That was Lyric Jones. I am Stess The Emcee. A to the L in the building. Carl Malone and John Stockton. This is exclusive audio footage, and that's what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in.